We'll go live now.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. We welcome you all to OrthoTV online. Monday Motivation Webinar Series. For a change, today I will be introducing the speaker as I consider Manoj ji, who has helped me and guided me in the way I am and he made a change in my life. In the last 10 years, I can say I'm connected with him. But with me, the other panelists are Dr. Tushar Agrawal, who's a pediatric orthopedic surgeon from Asta Hospital, Kandivli. Dr. Satyen Mehta, who's a spine surgeon and recently the secretary of the Bombay Spine Society from Mumbai, and Dr. Ashok Sham, my partner. To introduce Manoj ji, I met him first in 2010 with my wife, who actually had enrolled for the ISP program. So ISP program is a parenting program, which I felt made a lot of changes where we look at our children in a different way. And with that, I got connected to him. And after that, I was also introduced to one of the very great programs, which is now known by the name of Success Q. At that time, it was Professional Insights. It helped me so much in my organizational visions, mission, which I was completely unaware of. That these things should also can happen in my life by running just a small hospital or a small clinic too. And after that, I have connected with him in so many other programs, and I'm connected with him directly on WhatsApp. That is one of the great things of him, that a guru like him can get connected to you directly on WhatsApp, and he answers and responds to me. But with this, I would like to play a small introduction of Manoj ji, as he is popularly known as. Sorry, there was some disturbance from my side. Just give me 1 minute to sort it out. Let me know if you can hear this. Yeah. So, what is the issue?
Are you not on a laptop?
I am on a laptop, of course. Just a minute. Wait, let me try last one more time.
Do you want me to play it?
Yeah, I will play it. I have it ready here.
It's a problem.
Yeah, can you play Swati from your side?
Yeah, I'll just see if I can play 1 minute. Yeah, I'll play it. Problem. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Shri Manoj Lekhi is a truth seeker at heart and a friend and guide to thousands in India and overseas. After earning a bachelor's degree in commerce in 1985, Manoj established and ran a very successful multi-crore business, Zed's Attire Private Limited, creating Indian designer wear for women. 14 years into the business, at the age of 25, he met his master, Guruji Shree Rishi Prabhakarji, creator of the Siddha Samadhi Yoga program. Under Guruji's guidance and as his key disciple, Manoj himself has blossomed into a guru. Manoj is an inspirational expert, teacher, and author in multiple areas: child development, education, consciousness, management, and leadership development. He specializes in the inside-out approach to life, which is about transforming oneself within and thereby experiencing abundance inside and out. He has developed several workshops and programs which apply the ancient Rishi culture and wisdom to down-to-earth practical challenges of the modern world in the areas of health, wealth, and relationships. Manoj has authored several books, including one on enlightened parenting, Your Child is Your Parent, and one on creating prosperity, money, wealth, and abundance. Other real-world manifestations of his inner silence include the establishment of the MET Rishikul Vidyalaya in the heart of Mumbai and Rishi Gurukulam, a residential school in the Katarkhadak Hills near Pune. As a managing trustee of several trusts, Manoj is also responsible for the operation and growth of dozens of ashrams in India and abroad. All this with a clear vision towards the upliftment of the 6 lakh villages of India and to facilitating the inner and outer transformation of people in India and the world over. On the personal front, Manoj shares a wonderful relationship with his wife of 25 years, Neena Lekhi, herself a practitioner of Manoj's programs and a successful entrepreneur heading the multi-million-dollar Baggett brand enterprise. His daughter Vedosi is a student of Rishi Gurukulam, learning and living the knowledge since her early childhood. We invite you to participate in Manoj's vision of a world of inclusion, love, and abundance.
Yes. So, good evening to everyone. We'll be starting in a few moments. So, yes, I am told that all doctors are present here, and I'll just share the screen. We are just a moment. Yeah. So we say change your outlook, transform your life. That's the here today. I'll be asking you a lot of questions today. So if you can answer and we can read the answers, it will help. It'll be more interactive and it'll be a lot of fun. So can you just can you all hear me? Satyen, you can hear me?
Yes, Manoj.
Yes, Manoj, we can.
Okay, okay.
We can,
So,
but there is a slight lag.
Okay.
So when you ask your question, give us some time to answer.
All right. All right. Okay. All right. So first, I will just ask you to close your eyes for a few moments and just think about any problem you're going through, any challenge you're going through right now in your life. It could be in health, maybe not in health since you're all doctors, maybe, but health, or maybe wealth, or maybe relationship, or any fear going through the COVID pandemic happening. So there's so much fear, the insecurity or the instability, like what will happen, what will happen. So anything which you are feeling insecure, fearful, or even having any issues health-wise, wealth-wise, or relationship-wise, just think about it. And if you can just write down somewhere where we can read it and just get an idea what you are going through. So we'll not read the name, of course, but just get an idea that normally what people go through, so it'll be good if we can share it in whichever way we can share it, maybe verbally or maybe typed out, or maybe Satyen and Neeraj, y'all can just say the general problems that you come across with people, and of course doctors also, because what we are going to explain here is we can resolve any problem holistically. See, I'm sure all of you are doctors, so you're all very much scientific, but there are two aspects: the scientific angle and the holistic angle. So I'm going to come across or present whatever I'm going to present through the holistic angle. So it will make a profound difference. And believe me, I mean, the last 18 months since the pandemic comes, I personally, or even our whole family, we really, we don't carry it here, the COVID or the pandemic. We've just been living just like pre-COVID and post-COVID. For me personally and family has been same. So if you ask me why, it's just the inside state, and that's what I would like to share with all of you, that we change state of mind. Like you all know, but how to do it is what we're going to present, the science of it and how to go about it, and how you can start today and maintain it throughout your life. We can have the most beautiful relationships, the most beautiful health, as well as abundance of prosperity together. So if you share something on this thing, Swati, you can read out, or maybe one of you can read it out, and it'll be good. Yeah, I have a few here. Management affairs in a hospital. It's a very simple thing. Dr. Neeraj shared that he did a program called ISP, that's about parenting. So people who have children below the age of 7, that's the course for them. For parents, how to develop the intelligence of the child. Then, of course, we have a professional program called the Success Program that Dr. was saying, that to manage hospital staff and make it in order effortlessly, of course. And it covers visions, it covers time management, it covers organizing, planning. And then we have the SSY, the Samadhi Yoga, that is, it covers meditation, pranayam. We have creative visualization. So there is a whole sphere of Gyan or Atma Gyan, I would say. And we would like to share a little bit of it today, which can help you right from date right now. Some people have relationship problems, so I'll wait for 30 seconds. If I don't get, then I'll just move on with my sharing. So if we have any people who can type out, yes, genuinely what you're going through, it'll be wonderful. So have we got any, or we'll just go ahead, Satyan?
I think
Guruji, you can go ahead with what we've written here.
All right, wonderful. So people have various problems, challenges. So what generally I come across people, they have a lot of health challenges, starting from, of course, COVID is of the recent time, but prior to that, diabetes and all the chronic problems, which we call it, they are more psychosomatic. That means related to mind, related to stress. So if we are going through any stress for any reason, that's what we are going to address. As we know, there are two major emotions in the world. Either we operate out of fear or we operate out of love. So fear releases the stress chemicals and love releases the happy chemicals, like, so fear releases adrenaline, cortisol, and our love releases serotonin, oxytocin. So basically, these are the two major forces always operating. So we'll give you a little understanding of the science of creation through the holistic way. Most of us are familiar with this terminology, the law of attraction. In India, we call it the law of karma. Jo bhoenge, wo paenge. Jaisi srishti, vaisi drishti. So, this we have heard from childhood, right? That the way you think, that's what will happen. Good happen. It's not, do good, you'll get good. It's not about doing good or getting good. It's about thinking. That's what we are coming to. That how we think is what we sow, is what we will reap. So, what is the law of attraction? I'll just read it aloud and we'll just give you various examples. So, all of you are familiar with the term of attraction or law of karma. So, it says all we are experiencing in our lives, we have attracted both good or bad by our thoughts, feelings, prayers, actions, inactions, soul level decisions. Knowingly or unknowingly, we have attracted all what we are living our life. If it is wonderful, beautiful, if it is not wonderful, that also we have attracted. But the good part is we can change the circumstances by changing the way we think. Now, we give you an example of this. We are all familiar with the Google. So you Google and you type this word scarcity. What pictures you will get? Immediately you will get pictures of scarcity. You type the word abundance, you get abundance pictures. So we are basically like a magnet attracting whatever we are thinking, what we are attracting. The principle of the brain which works. And that's the question I'm asking you all. If you can chat or you can put the answer good, if you cannot, I'll give you a pause. The brain is very, very dash with what you want. That means I thought about abundance picture came. I thought about scarcity, I wanted scarcity, and scarcity picture, I typed scarcity came. So what is the principle in the brain which is working? So you can just type out, okay, whatever you feel is the answer. That what's the principle? The brain is very, very dash. Whatever we are thinking, that's what's happening. So what is a dash word? What is the fill in the blank word?
Dr. Tushar has commented sensitive, responsive.
Right? Yeah, wonderful. In tune. So when we say in tune means what? That's what I'm saying. So we say the principle is the brain is very, very clear with what you want or what you don't want. What I mean to say is, at one point of time, the brain can think only one thing. Do you agree to that? So it thinks only one thing at a time. That means either what we want or what we don't want. When we say in typical terms, what we want is positive, what we don't want is negative. So at one moment, we are thinking of only what we want or what we don't want, love or fear, positive or negative. And like we started the thing with some problem. Okay, so I'm explaining the law of attraction, that what we are thinking is the vibration goes out, and that is what gets attracted in us. So if we are, give you the example, okay, if you see this chart, this is our vibrational chart, our emotions. We go through different emotions during the day. 0 to 20 is first category. 20 to 40 is second category, anger, frustration, disturbance. The first 0 to 20 is revenge, suicide, depression. 40 to 60 is the middle, irritation, hopefulness. 60 to 80 is the higher vibrations, joyfulness, peacefulness. 80 to 100 is wonderful, peacefulness and godliness. So we go through this at different times of the day, different people today, different circumstances, everything, it keeps on moving around. So just to explain this is the 0 to 20, extremely angry and suicidal, depression type of this thing. 20 to 40 is anger, irritation. 40 to 60 is kabhi khushi, kabhi gum. 60 to 80 is joyfulness, and 80 to 100 is blissfulness, godliness. So if you see the vibrations, the first one is more of revenge, second is complaints, third is hope, fourth is love, and fifth is surrender. These are the five vibrations every time we go. So a typical example I will give is basically if you see this chart, okay, we are very, very happy. We are very, very happy, and sometimes we are very, very sad. So let's say you get a sudden lottery of 10 lakh rupees. Wow, you will be jumping and we'll all be jumping and we go to, 80, 90. Then you deposit that check and the check bounces. That same check which gave us 80, 90 will give you 10, 20. Again you drop. If your children listen to you, are very happy. They don't listen to you. The wife is nagging you or the husband is nagging you, and if they are we have shared a wonderful relationship, go. So our emotions basically go up and down continuously during the day, and with different people it is differently. So what do we do is what we are asking, that if we are operating in the low emotions, we will attract and we will get more and more of those negative people, situations around us. If we are operating in higher, we get attracted. How do you shift from this low to high is what we are going to present today. So it's quite simple, very, very simple, okay? And we can heal ourselves also of some problems. So I have seen not one, more than hundreds and hundreds of cases almost every day, week. I come across people healing themselves, including my own self. So I know we are speaking to a panel of doctors, but I say that you can go to a doctor and cure yourself. So when definitely all of you are very much required in the world, but we can also heal ourselves. Simple example, is you go to I've had hundreds of headaches when I was young, and I would always pop a tablet and I would become okay because my mom gave me always tablets. But at the same time, I can go and lie down on her lap and she does this and it gets okay. Both ways, either we can medically cure ourselves or holistically heal ourselves. All of you have experienced both. We go the natural way or we go the medical way. Both are wonderful, but when we can heal ourselves, why not? So that's what the aspect of it is in health. But when it goes to wealth, attracting wealth, and building beautiful relationships with your spouse or with your children or with your parents, a little example we give about the brain. Okay, so there's a principle of the brain which we need to understand, and if we understand this principle, then it can resolve lots and lots of our problems. So we have three brains, as you know. Okay, conscious mind, the feeling mind, subconscious mind, or you can say technically human brain and the feeling brain, reptilian brain. This is the mammalian brain, or cerebellum, the neocortex, and this is the limbic brain. So a little video I will show you, okay, about the subconscious mind. But this principle, you see how we can create stress. The subconscious mind that is here does not know the difference in an actual event or an event which is created or imagined in the brain. That means very, very most important principle is subconscious mind takes everything as present tense. So if we see a snake and we think it's a rope, that example we're going to give you through this little video, okay? And then I will ask you further questions. So we can get stressed by thinking of some person. Oh my God, he's going to be, again, I'm going to meet him like this. And we can change the stress. We have the capacity. That's the capacity of the brain. So we'll play this little video, okay? And then you will be a little more clear on this. So I'll just play this video, the power of the subconscious mind. Let's say you have some fear in your mind, okay? We all have fears, insecurity, but this video will give you a... The subconscious mind does not know the difference between an act created or imagined in the brain. So takes that as reality. For example, okay, you're going, it's very, very pitch dark, very dark. And then you go, you're walking, and you see something on the ground like this. Immediately, our mind, what will it perceive it as? Snake. Say loudly, snake. And we will start perspiring. Yes or no? Yes. So, you see it, snake, oh. Then you take out a torch and see, smile comes. That it is just a piece of rope. Yes or no? Yes. Imagine, a rope gave us so much perspiration. Yes or no? Yes. In the Success Cube program, we name it as false evidence appearing fear. FEAR acronym. Okay? So, just a piece of rope is giving me so much perspiration. So just the memory of my thinking it is a snake gives me the fear. Yes or no? How many of you agree to this? Yes. So what is happening in the brain is my question to you. Scientifically, what is happening in the brain? Why did you perspire first? And a piece of rope you perspired? How can it be? You saw a rope and it perspiration. How? So tell me why. Because, yes, someone, imagination, very good. So scientifically, I will explain to you scientifically, when we see the snake, okay, scientifically, now please understand this very, very, because I'll give you the application, we will give you up now. When you see the snake, you got an image of a snake, that image was sent to the brain released chemicals as per the image, okay, and the chemicals it released was stressful, cortisol, adrenaline, and immediately perspiration came. Then you put a torch, you saw the rope, the image of the rope went to the brain released now happy chemicals, dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, and suddenly that happy chemicals, you found the body relaxed. This is the science of jo boenge, wo paenge. What you sow is what you reap. You sowed the snake, you got perspiration. You sowed the rope, the body was relaxed. Did you understand this example? So you, most of you, yes, you understood this. This now, that snake, this watchman, you see my photo, myself, this watchman has been sleeping and we have put lots of snakes inside our stored this thing. Lots of snakes we have got, and one of the snake definitely can be your mother-in-law. By thinking of her only, my God, perspiration, right? It can be your husband, it can be your wife, or it can be your definitely boss. I think of him and my God, perspiration. That fool, the rascal, and Like this, we have created many such snakes in our life, true or false. Most of us have created lots and lots of snakes in our life in different people. And that is why now what we are going to share with you is, what do we do? You know, a watchman has been sleeping. Okay, we have put a lot of snakes in. Okay, how to convert the snake into a rope consciously? Because when you saw it as a snake, actually it was a rope. It gave you perspiration because you imagined it as a snake. Now, if we imagine these snakes as boss and all, we can convert it. How do we convert it is basically what we're going to share with you. For that, we are asking you to close your eyes once again and think of some challenge you are going through, maybe some fear you're going through, some trauma you may be going through. It could be in the area of health. It could be in the area of wealth, money, business, job. It could be in the area of relationships, boss, neighbors, children, and so many people, spouse. So one fear, one challenge. So this is what we started off with. I asked you to think about some fear, some challenge, something which you, so we'll give you the solution, what to do thereafter. Just think about it right now also. One difficulty, one fear of business loss, or corona times, or what will happen, job, anything which is happening in your life, one of them, think this is my fear, concern, or difficulty, challenge, problem, whatever. One. Okay, you may be having many, but one most important, we'll look at it now. Yeah, so you study this chart. Okay, again I'll put it like I said, either we go down or up, low, or either we are operating out of fear or love. So in this case, whatever you have written here, okay, we are operating out of fear. Right now we are operating out of fear. So how do we do it? So subconscious mind does not know the difference between this. So if we had a possibility of changing the way we think or perceive or see, then we can change the music which is playing in our life. It is playing hard rock, we can change it to soft and light music, or whichever way you want to, So we have the power, and that's what we say, I am responsible for all that which happens in my awareness. So this was a little video, okay, on this. And to explain this further, okay, little scientifically we'll go, that we all know, all doctors, so you'll know that we have 3 brains, okay, and these are the 3 brains. So the first one, cerebellum, second one, the limbic, and the third one, the neocortex, neofrontal cortex. And the nature of this is reptilian, mammalian, human. So when we say nature, reptilian means what? The function is autopilot, habit, reflex. Either we fight of fight, flight, or freeze. So freeze, fight, or flight, one of the 3 functions is this one. The second one is more about feeling, emotional, mammalian. The third one is about thinking, imagination, conscious mind. So we get all our thoughts, okay, all our thoughts through the 5 senses: sight, touch, smell, sight. We do it like a sight, taste, then smell. Sorry, first is sight, then is taste, then is smell, then is touch, and then is sound. So every time we see something, we get a thought. We taste something, we get a thought. We smell something, we get a thought. We touch something, we get a thought. Or we hear something, we get a thought. So how does habits form? How does fear come? How does the whole science of creation happen? Is Every time we get a thought, we make a choice and then we take some action. So, for example, I see this glass of water, then I get a thought, I'm feeling, I make a choice, I take some action, and then I take a sip of water, I get an experience, I get a feeling, and from feeling, the type of feeling I get is the type of thought I will get. Thought to feeling, feeling to thought to feeling, feeling to thought to feeling, feeling to thought. This continuously cycle comes and it forms a habit. That means if we get low vibration thoughts, negative thoughts, have you noticed when you get negative, you get more and more and more negative because quantum physics, as it says, where you place your attention is where the energy goes. Where the energy goes is what will start expanding. So when we place our attention to what we don't want, that is negativity, that expands and we start attracting more of that. When we shift that energy from there to the other, from fear to love, then this expands. So basically, habits are like that. This is the conscious mind, this is the subconscious mind. And we say this cycle creates our personality or nature. Like some people say, I'm an angry man, leave me alone. Yes, I'm angry because we sowed the seeds of anger. Jo boyenge, that becomes our reality. So the type of thoughts we have is the type of personality we develop, is the personal reality or manifestation which happens. So we attract what we think. If we can change the thinking, we can change the attraction, we can change the manifestation. So if we have a ill body, you change the thoughts, you can have. If you have heard about Anita Murjani, and there are hundreds of stories written all over of people healing themselves of very, very difficult situation. In fact, Dr. Joe Dispenza, he himself is a chiropractor, and he met with an accident when he was 23. All doctors said it's impossible, you got to go for a major surgery. He chose not to because, and he decided that if he gets okay, he will dedicate his whole life. So you can read his book, You Are Your Placebo, by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Dr. Bruce Lipton is also done a huge research in the area of cells, and Dr. Greg Braden has done great research on the holistic way of living. So just in case you are interested in these understanding and these findings by these great masters who are absolutely great scientists themselves, we are having one program day after tomorrow on Wednesday. By 3 of them only, I'll be presenting this thing. So if you're keen, these programs we have almost, not almost, every day we have a program in the evening. So you're all most welcome for that. So coming back to this, what we were just sharing with you, these are the 3 brains, just showing you by the hand, so it becomes easy to us to understand. And Dr. Arlene Taylor, okay, she has done tremendous research in neuroscience. She is a PhD in neuroscience on the brain itself, and she gives this understanding of the easiest way to shift from reptilian brain to human brain. The easiest, this is basically right now, actually this mind needs to be the master of this. Unfortunately, we are the slave of our own habits, and this mind rules ourselves. So the easiest way to shift from here reptilian to human is gratitude. So gratitude, we have lots of programs called gratitude. And how do you shift from these how do we shift from this to this is using the gratitude. So I'll just show you one more video of how we can apply whatever we have said right now. If we have any problem, okay, we can just apply this particular. If you see this video, which I'll just show you in a few moments, that It's basically using the holistic way of approach of shifting our vibrations very, very simply, okay? And it's called reframing your mind, RYMF. RYMF means reframing your mind. We'll just see this little video and you get a better idea of this.
We are electromagnetic beings. An electrical current of energy is responsible for our every heartbeat. Our brains light up with
Manoj, there is no volume.
Yeah, I'll just put it on 1 minute.
all humming When you release old hurts and resentments, immediately new, fresh, positive energy is made available to you to help meet your goals and dreams. Hurts are reduced, so new energy is coming in. Why is it happening? Because you are removing the garbage and new energy is flowing in. So it can happen in one day also. But when you go back home, suddenly the same. How do you combat these every outer environment? How is what we are going to share. Before that, we read one more statement. The most amazing thing I have learned is
when you forgive, it breaks the negative energy bonds between you and the person of your unforgiveness. They are affected positively as well.
three areas maximum we get disturbed with. One is health, one is money, wealth, and one is relationship. And the fourth one is very important. We don't have enough time. So health issues, wealth, relationships. Okay. Now everyone goes through these three areas. These are the four areas of life: health, wealth, relationship, and time, where people get disturbed and anxious. See, suppose some part of the body is paining, which pains almost every second, third, fourth day. Something is stiff, something pains, something this. So what do? Normally what we do, we blame it, we pass the buck, we go on doing various things. Now I'm telling you, start loving it, thanking it, sorry, I love you, thank you, sorry, forgive me. So why to say I love you? Suppose the shoulder is paining. Why I love you? It has served you, part of you. So it's like you loving your child. So you love it, right?
Accepting it.
And then thank you. Why?
It has served.
It has served you for so many years. And now, after thanking, I'm sorry. Why? I didn't take care of you. Please forgive me. Why? So now onwards, I will take care of you. We are speaking to the body. Remember, in gratitude we told you, right, I am thankful to you, my lungs, to you, my liver, to you. So this is itself a part of your body. Every cell has the whole component of the body, by the way. Every cell, and you know how many cells we have? We have more than 120 trillion cells. Every cell is a complete human being. It has got the brain, digestive system, everything it has got. Besides the reproductive system, everything is there in a cell. Each one is an individual. To the individual you're thanking, whether it's a shoulder pain or a head pain or an eye pain or whatever pain we are having, we say, I'm sorry, I didn't take care of you, and please forgive me, henceforth I'll take care of you. I truly love you and thank you for all the services you have given me up till today. Now comes here, okay, money, okay, I love you. Any doubt about that?
No.
So this is a little video which using the technique called Oponopono. If you have heard about it, it's a Hawaiian technique, and basically the technique is basically using these 4 magic mantras, we call it. I love you, thank you, sorry, forgive me. But this basically sending the messages of well-being to the body, or for even wealth, or even for relationships. So a lot of this sounds very, very funny, but I have seen over the last 32 years tens of thousands of people getting healed, and various magical things happening. So all I can say is, how does it go? As you can say, if we can change the thinking, if we can change the image, because it's not that person which hurts us, it's memory of the person which hurts us. Someone cheated you in your life about money, it's not the person which hurts us, it's the memory of the person who has cheated you. We are not even scared about death per se, but the pain which is associated with death, that's what we are scared of. So these memories are which haunt us from childhood, belief systems, thought patterns, and we need to change that. And there are 5 steps for that. The first step is CYP, catch your pattern. Catch your pattern means catch your belief systems, which is limiting us, which is pulling us down. The second is accept it and write an affirmation or an antidote towards it. Third is neutralize it by using one of those mantras. The fourth one is change the image inside. So you have a fearful person, you are scared of a situation. I was scared of accidents. I reversed the picture and the accident fear went away. So we need to keep on repeating this. Of course, this works only when we take responsibility that I have created my life the way it is by my thinking. So I have the capacity to change that if I change my thinking. So how do you change your thinking? Is if we were scared of accidents, fear of accident, which was my case, I just changed the picture in my mind and it resolved. We have fear of health, COVID, everything, change the picture, it can resolve immediately. Fear of death, change the picture within. Fear of family loss, change the picture. Fear of walking in the dark, change the picture. Fear of business failure, change the picture and feeling within. Job loss, change the picture. Money loss, also change the picture. So this is called reframing your mind. So my invitation to all of you is, we have these programs going on every day in the evening. Every day means 2-3 hours. Welcome to join the whole program. If you can give me a commitment of 5 minutes in a day, okay, so 5 minutes in a day. So these programs which I was talking to you have different topics like gratitude, self-love. Tomorrow is just let go. You can do that program on anger, on habits, on money, on relationships. So these are different programs, all there every day. It is happening, and we can give you all this. If you are keen, I will be sharing my link, or Dr. Neeraj will be sharing the link, and we can give you this opportunity. There are 2 opportunities if you want to get an idea. We need, if you can give 5 minutes in the morning time to watch a video during your washroom time, so you don't take extra time. In your washroom only, you watch the 5 minutes video and write down a 2-liner that I learned this from the video. It's a great start. In the evening while eating dinner, if you can log in for this channel, we call it the OpenTV channel. Okay, you can log in for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Then, of course, the program is for 2 hours, 3 hours, but you can log in every day if you do. We have this slogan saying, Thoda karo, roj karo. Thoda karo, roj karo. Like, someone, you all must be familiar that even someone meets with an accident and you all fix it up. Then you tell them that every day do a little physiotherapy and make your body more and more flexible every day, slowly. Thoda karo, roj karo. So if you can give a commitment of 5 minutes in the morning, washroom time, 20 minutes in the dinner time, to just log in and be in touch, we can share the link with you. This is an open TV subscription channel. We have saved thousands of lives. We have removed more than lakhs of people's lives fear in this pandemic time, you can also avail of the opportunity. So there's no particular cost to this. If you want a whole 1 year's, what do you say, this thing, it's a monthly subscription channel, we call it, and it is open. You give whatever you want monthly. It's voluntary, but you need to give something. So we just have a connection and you get these whole things. So I will, if you have any questions, you can definitely ask, but this is what our offer to you is. And if you feel, no, you want to just check it out, then for 1 week also you can check it out. Both the options are there. 1 week you want to check it out, or you can just directly subscribe, voluntary subscription. It is, people pay in thousands, in lakhs, and even in hundreds. It doesn't matter as long as we are connected. And important thing is, take the benefit, take it for the whole family, take it for your children, take it for your spouse, and make your life most beautiful. I was in the business of garment for many years. I dropped it because I wanted to be part of sharing a greater wealth in the world, which is happiness. And that's what we are sharing with you today. Happiness, effortlessly, joyfully, and in a lot of fun way. So this whole TV channel is open to you. Make best of it. And I think you can ask any questions. I'm willing to answer anything. A lot of this seems, my God, how can we just heal ourselves? That's by saying, I love you, thank you. Basically, the whole art is speaking to your body. So you start using, you speak to your body, the body listens to you most beautifully. So any questions now I can take right now.
So Dr. Tushar has a lot of questions.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I'll just start off. You said what we sow is what we get.
Yeah.
I have this feeling that we have to focus on what is sowed inside of us. So, you know, we may be genetically programmed in a certain way, and there is a lot of sowing which was not in our control.
Right.
And to unsow that and to sow new things may be more difficult for certain people.
Yeah.
So how do you explain that?
Yeah. What you say is absolutely right, that we call it sanchit karma. That means certain things we are born with, okay, genetically, and certain things we definitely get from our parents. So you say, a lot of people, they say that my father had diabetes, so I've got diabetes. This is not the answer. The answer is not my father had diabetes, so I have diabetes. It's a very easy way to pass the buck. So we don't do anything and we become a slave or a victimhood. We say, my father had diabetes, I got diabetes. It's not I got diabetes. I borrowed or I imbibed my father's way of thinking. And that thinking which got him diabetes is the thinking which I have borrowed, which has got me diabetes. Okay. So it is not diabetes I've got, it's the thinking I've borrowed. We change the thinking and you can be out of diabetes or any other issues. So it is definitely, we come with certain things have imbibed.
That is precisely what I'm trying to say, is the effort to change your thinking is easier for some people vis-a-vis others.
Not really. Yeah, it appears so, what you said, but not today. It has become a very simple science. And that's why we created this platform called Design Your Life, DYL. Design Your Life, that we are the designers of our life. And if we change the way we think, like Dr. Wayne Dyer says, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So you can see the half glass empty, you can see it half glass full. The brain again is a processing machine. What you put in, it processes and it gets stored here. So you put in, it cannot happen. You cannot happen, it cannot happen. Then it will process, it happen, and that's what gets believed in us. But if we put in, it's possible, it processes possibility, and that's what happens. So I'm sure most of you or almost all of you know about it. I'm only bringing it to the awareness, and I'm only saying that it's giving you the tools of how to do it. And like I said, thousands of people have, experiences. Yeah, that's what it is. Design your life, what it is saying.
So sometimes, do you feel, are we going into a state of denial when we are not actually acknowledging our problems and saying we love it and it's great and it served me? And
yeah. So what you said again is a valid question. So that's why we say there are 5 steps. Step number 1 is catch your pattern. That means know that we are thinking this way or negative or low. Second is we need to accept it. It's not denial. Definitely not denial. Denial will not give the answer. You accept it. Accept it, but after accepting, don't just accept it and leave it there. We need to change it. And that's where we write the affirmation. Instead of saying, like I asked this question to many people that, how many of you, we say, how many of you feel, how many of you don't want to fall sick? So I say, raise your hand. If I ask 100 people, how many of you don't want to fall sick? Okay. Out of 100, 98 will raise their hand and say, I don't want to fall sick. True or not?
Yeah, for sure.
If I ask the question, how many of you feeling money crunch and money problem today in Corona times? Out of 100, 95 will say, I'm feeling money problem in this time. Okay, so I give the same example. If we say, I don't want to fall sick, I don't want to fall sick, I don't want to fall sick, I think we are thinking healthy, but it is not thinking healthy. We are thinking ill health. I don't want to fall sick, I don't want to fall sick, I don't want to fall sick, I don't want to fall sick. The brain processes, only it hears what it is, sickness, sickness, sickness. And it processes sickness, and that's why more sickness comes. So instead of saying, I don't want to fall sick, we need to say or think, say, believe, I am healthy, I am healthy, I am healthy. It appears same. I don't want to fall sick, I'm healthy. No, it's a world of a difference. I am healthy is operating out of tremendous high vibration. I don't want to fall sick is operating out of fear. And most of the corona deaths which has happened is more out of fear. The virus exists, no doubt about it. But the fear of the virus is much more dangerous than the virus itself, So I've asked this to thousands of doctors because I'm associated with thousands of doctors. Almost, I would say almost at least 1-to-1, not a single person has denied. In a big forum, I don't know about that because then there's a peer pressure, but no one has denied this. The fear is more dangerous than the actual virus itself. So we got to get over the fear. It's very simple. I'm telling you, simple people have got over it. All I'm saying is just join in the wagon, experience for 30 days and you also be free. Thoda karo, roj karo. 5 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. That way. And there's no cost to it. You pay as you want to subscribe 100 rupees or 301, 101, it doesn't matter. Let's give something so we are connected that way. You don't want to do that, that's also fine. Come for 7 days, don't pay anything, just do it like that also. So this is a service we started for the whole globe. It's been 18 months now, and we have got thousands and thousands of people who are joined in and taking the benefit of it. The whole idea is to serve the whole humanity. Yeah.
Can I ask one more question?
Any amount, yeah.
So this capacity to change your thought is a very active process. It is not like a fluid, sort of a natural organic thing. Would you agree, or you think it's just natural for us to just change our thought process?
No. Absolutely. What you said is true. We call it, in Indian language, sadhana karo. Sadhana matlab practice karo. I'll just think like this, it'll happen. No way. No way. Okay. But it's not some difficult work. We've got simple tools. I'll give you one of the simple tools you can try it from today. Many people, I can send you an amount of videos on it. Okay. An amount of people who have benefited. It's called every 1.5 hours, we take a pause. So I put the alarm of the day from 8 in the morning to 8 in the night. Every 1.5 hours, there's a pause. Whenever the pause comes, I put my hand, and this is common. You come in our ashram, we have hundreds of acres. Even the watchman there will do like this every 1.5 hours, and he'll do like this. So the first 1.5 hours the first pause is to say thank you to the which has passed, and this one is to say thank you to the coming future. So you are just reminding yourself to be in high vibration 10 times a day. It's as simple, and magic starts happening in that. My mother, I'm telling you, again, on the record, it is psoriasis psoriasis does not have a medical, you say, cure. That's what I was told, So 20 years she has been suffering from psoriasis. Blood would come out from the feet. I just told her to do these few things, a certain practice of removing the emotions inside. Within 30 days, she got healed, absolutely healed, all documented. Then I experimented with a lady, with a girl who has got this, the like absolutely not enzyme, eczema. And from childhood, she's got eczema. She practiced for 30 days. 21-year-old girl, from childhood, she has been suffering, got healed. So like this, hundreds of cases, all documented, all videos are there. So, but since you all are doctors, it's little difficult for many doctors to believe, but I can only say that experiment, experience, and the experience is the best answer rather than me trying to justify or prove or something like that.
Satyen?
Yeah, Manojji, I agree with you about psoriasis and eczema, that stress is a major proponent in these conditions. And so what you're doing would definitely help, this holistic thinking would definitely help in these conditions. I was actually very interested with what you said about developing relationships with others. So when you go to meet someone or you are going to talk to someone, you've got to go with a positive thing. Oh yes, this is, you're going to get a good response from that person. But often you may get the person may be in a bad mood, or if you're dealing with your teenage kids, they are perpetually angry. So what is your, what are your thoughts about that? You've already said that, you control your actions, your emotions, but how do you help? How do you do this when the other person is constantly, is not responding, at least initially?
True. So what you said is, well, I'll not use the close control. I'm using the word mastering, because control comes from the Manoj chakra. It's a lot of ego, but mastering is coming from the higher chakra, that you are aware that you can't change anyone. You can't change your wife or child or anyone. So what we do is, we can definitely change instead of reacting to your child or to your spouse, okay, we can respond to them. So we can change our feelings towards them, and we can be at peace irrespective of them loving you or hating you, listening to you or not listening to you. I need not be affected by them not listening to me. That's what I'm asking everyone to come, that you can be at peace with yourself. If he doesn't listen to me anyway, Khalil Gibran, as you said, we don't own our child. We don't own our spouse, husband or wife. So how can we control? We can't control anyone. We can master our senses, called pratyahar in Ashtanga Yoga. So pratyahar is mastering your senses, and mastering your mind is called dharana. Mastering your intellect is called dhyana, and mastering your ego is called samadhi. So in Ashtanga Yoga, that is this thing, it starts with yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So these are the 8 aspects we can master on ourselves. We can be at peace, immaterial of pandemic, COVID, government crisis, world crisis. It doesn't matter. You can, and India is the strongest in this aspect. What is the difference between animal and man? Man is the only animal which can think higher than we feel. We feel bad, but we can think higher. We feel, some trauma has happened in our life and it hurts us very badly, but we have the capacity to think higher than that. And that's what we gave you the process in very 2 minutes. Reframing your mind is exactly that process of thinking higher than we feel. So someone has hurt you and gave you galis. You feel hurt, but I can think higher. And by doing this practice again and again, like Dr. Tushar said, it requires this definitely. It doesn't happen one day. You understood it today, but it will take you years. I mean, it will take you months of practice for it. But the platform is there. Every day you come, sitting at home. Today, online has given us the platform. So just make use of it.
Thank you, Manoj. If I may ask a little different question, if the way you say that we behave and which we've been told by a lot of people is to be very magnanimous in the way we deal with others. But as doctors, as surgeons, there is a tendency for people to not take us seriously if they see us behaving very loosely all the time or this way. So there is a tendency for people to act a little more strict than what is required. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think what he means is very self-assertive, or
But you're talking about the doctors being self-assertive or the patients?
Yeah, no, doctor-patient. So means the spine surgeon is very self-assertive about what protocol he has to follow on the treatment.
Right.
Not be very magnanimous if the patient is saying in a paralytic situation that I'm going to try, some holistic treatment or something like that.
Oh yeah. That see, it is basically what we have invested our time in. So naturally, as spine surgeons or whatever specific this thing, you all have invested all your time in learning that particular skill, art, and through the science. So, and it's a very, very scientific process you all have gone through. So it's a lot of brain intent which has happened. So to shift that, it takes some time. So for doctors, it is little difficult for people to understand. But now of recent, I've seen most of the doctors are very open, of the modern doctors, they are very open to this holistic way. And many of them are merging both. And if you are in the true sense, a real doctor, like Guruji always says, a real doctor is there to serve the person. It's not to assert, I am right. There definitely science has its place and it has a big place in today's world. But our Rishis also had, that Dr. Shushrut and all our Ayurvedic Rishis and all that. You go to the history of India, there are so many Rishis who have done fantastic work. So use the best of homeopathy, allopathy, Ayurvedic and allopathy. So when you have an accident, we have to go to the hospital and take charge of, all of you are come very much required when you have an accident. But for stress, for no reason or the other, we just go to a doctor. That is what we are saying, that you can heal yourself. When required, the doctors are always there, so make the best. And see, finally, you all are human beings. I am a human being. So someone is an engineer, someone is a doctor, someone is a businessman, entrepreneur. We all need to come together, help each other in the true spirit of doctorship. When we take the doctor's oath, that live that spirit, that the person's health is more important rather than me being right in my own thing. So it's a very subjective thing. It's a very personal thing. But I assure you, if you come across with SS-wise and all, your hearts will start melting, and you'll be that fantastic doctor.
Neeraj, I'll ask one more question.
Can I ask one?
मैं पूछ लूं एक बार?
Yeah, पूछ लो पहले.
You have access to him since. मनोज जी, मुझे आप ये बताइए कि आपने बहुत सारी अच्छी चीजें बताई, all these great things, good things. Now tell us one thing. Is it destined that we are going to pick it up, follow it, and then improve our life? Or is it destiny which works backward? Or is it whether we select, actively do it, and it works forwards?
Yeah, it's a beautiful question. I'll give you through a little small story. Okay, that we see the difference between the West and the East. The Western world moves around with only black and white, yes and no. They want clarity. The Indian world is, ye bhi theek hai, wo bhi theek hai. And you say, what do you think, it is right or no? And Dr. Tushar, many of us will say, but we don't know what do you mean by that. By this nodding head means yes or is it no? We say, हाँ ये भी हो सकता है, वो भी हो सकता है, ये भी हो सकता है. So that's the East. So East runs behind these two stories. There's one lady, Gautami, in our Puranas. Gautami, her son dies, bitten by a snake, and the snake hunter comes, tells her, your son is bitten by the snake. Should I kill the snake? Like that. She says, why kya karna hai snake? Oh, Baba, why you want to kill the snake? You know that my son had to die at this state. It was destined to die. Now, just because the snake bit it, it's not the snake's fault. This is destiny. You know, let it go. God knows best, and maybe it was his karmic baggage, so he had to die. Another side, same time, story is there of Savitri, and she marries a woodcutter by the name of Satyavan. And when Narad Muni told her that don't marry this person because he's got only 1 year to live. If you marry after 1 year, you'll be a widow. She said, no, I love him too much, I'll marry. She marries him, and after 1 year he dies, and the Lord of Death, Yama, takes him. But she's so insistent. She follows him, nags him. And to cut the story short, finally he makes him alive. So these two stories is, one is of destiny and one is of desire. So what you asked the question is, should we follow our visions, goals, desire, or should we just leave it to destiny? If you leave it to destiny only, we become very passive and very dull and very, kya, everything is okay, chalta hai. Ye chalta hai attitude has made India terrible. And if you go only for desire, like the West, we get into a huge amount of blood pressure. So both needs to go. That's where the Gita comes in. Karmanyavadikaraste mahapalishkarachana. That means do your work, but don't wait for the results. No. Do your work, but don't get attached to that result. When we say attached means, you as a doctor, like we give this example, a doctor gives an injection and saves the patient. Okay. So generally, we say, well, I give the injection, I save the patient. He gives the injection and sometimes the patient dies. Will the doctor say, I am responsible for the person's death? Never. So it's not about that. It's just that we do our work best. You do your work best and then leave the rest. And if something wonderful happens through you, which does happen, just give the credit to the universe. Something doesn't happen through you and you did your best and he did not survive, it's all right. You did your best from your pure intention. You will prosper, you will have wonderful sleep, you'll have wonderful health. When I say health, means health both always, emotionally, spiritually, physically, that way.
Neeraj?
Yes. So there is one question which is an eternal question, which may not be related to this, but I would still want to ask this. When as doctors and as personally, I don't believe in life after death. But there are some incidents which have happened in the near past, which has basically, I was on one side, now I'm going towards, I'm in the middle. So what is your opinion on this?
Yeah, so if you ask me earlier when I was at 25, this thing, I was very much like you. I would not say, I mean, if anyone asks me this question, I'll say, I don't know, this way, I don't know, that way. But I always believe there's a higher force which is governing. That much I had believed. So that was my thing till I happened to do one course called Soul Communication. That was a few years back only. And then I started to experiment. And now, I mean, people believe or no, I just know. I just know it is there, that way. But if someone says it's not there, I will not try to prove it or something. It's perfectly okay. You believe in life after that, fantastic. You don't believe, fantastic. All I'm saying is, can you experiment something in this life to check out whether you want to believe or no? That's your call, And generally doctors, I mean, I'm just saying, because you have come from a science background, So generally, the intellect is already having some great belief system. So it takes more time for doctors. But the best example I can give you is, if you a doctor, read few doctors' books. So they explain much more technically and scientifically than me. I will just directly give you an experience, say you go experience. If you ask me scientific questions, I'll say I don't know. But you read Doctor, I'll give you a few books. Dr. Joe Dispenza, read him. Dr. Greg Brennan, read him. Dr. Bruce Lipton, read him. Dr. Deepak Chopra, read him. So I've read lots of these doctors' books, and you can pick up any and you'll get your answers, I think.
Thank you.
They'll explain in the doctor language only.
So I think this was the last question. And Tushar, would you like to summarize?
Yeah. So we had a wonderful session. We spent 1 hour 15 minutes. Manoj, thanks a lot. The way we sort of were so ready with our questions, and the way you handled it amicably, and it just shows that the vastness of your experience, the fact that you handled multiple, and the conviction with which you are handling this topic. So not only your experience, but your thorough conviction in whatever you are saying. So I have the good fortune.
So I'll just interrupt Dr. Tushar, because I want to give this tip to everyone. Yes, many of you will be skeptical of what nonsense he's talking and what the hell he's talking. Okay, I don't mind. Even if you curse me, I don't mind, because if I were in your place, I would also be the skeptical that way. But just try this out, okay? In the morning, when you get up, first thing in the morning, we have something called Lotus Gratitude. I can send you all these videos, so if you really want, it's in there in the website. Or basically, just if you, Dr. Neeraj will explain that you just tap into something, you get all my information, my phone number has been shared. I'll make a personal connection with you. So even if there are 500 people, I'll make personal connect and I call you during the days, So morning, you just get up in the morning and create your whole day. Imagine in positive present tense. This is called Lotus Gratitude. And every 1.5 hours, you just put the alarm and just say, thank you, love you. That's all. Your day will change, your experience will change, and you'll start seeing a lot of magic inside. So that's all I wanted to say. Experiment, and I would love to be in touch with you all, how many ever are there. So yes, Dr. Tushar, you can conclude now.
Yeah. So what Manoj just said, what I feel is you may see a immediate tangible outcome for some people, and you may see delayed tangible outcomes, but the outcomes would come. Unfortunately, what happens is, as skeptic doctors, we would want a very immediate tangible outcomes. That's the problem with this thought process change. So summarizing, I would want to say is that one of the first things we discussed were that thoughts attract good and thoughts attract bad. So we have to be very watchful of our thoughts, and anything good or bad happening to us is an outcome of our thoughts and not the reverse. And the best example which was given was that of Google. And if we punch scarcity, what images we see, and if we punch abundance, what images we see. So that's what is happening, I think. So we have to set our Google search engine of our brain correct. The second important point we learned is that whatever we are doing is either out of fear or out of love. There is no third emotion here. So we have to convert every fearful emotion to a love-based emotion. So that we have the right chemicals working inside us, which keeps our psychology and our physiology in alignment to what we want to achieve. The third point is that brain is extremely clear about what we want and what we don't want. So here, what my thought process I would add is that we ourselves should be very clear of what we want and we don't want. And only then we can give the instruction, or we can help our brain factor it out. The beautiful long form of fear, which was told to us, that false evidence appears real. That is the expansion of the word fear. Then there was a point of loving, thanking, and forgiving on a regular and a continuous basis for every painful experience that we have physically or psychologically. and thereby healing it out of these three positive statements. And we have to constantly strive to remind ourselves to be in the high vibration, because as our day-to-day life progresses, we would naturally drift into the lower vibrations. So we have to remind ourselves that we have to reach into the higher vibrations. And one of the most important thing which came out of what Satyen asked is that we can feel low, but we can think high. So we are human beings, so we are capable of thinking about thinking, and that's called metacognition. And that is where we can alter, and that's where we are different from the primates, is that we can feel anything, we can experience anything, but we have the capacity to think differently about it and think high. So therefore keep ourselves in the higher vibration. So I hope this program guides all of us, and those who have seen us live, as well as those who will see us later, are encouraged to go into the YouTube links and join into the program. Join Manojji. It's such a wonderful thing. Hardly anybody would ever keep it out so open. And Neeraj has given me such positive feedbacks about the program. And what Manojji said is all about mini habits. We just do a couple of minutes every day, and then we'll see the compounding effect eventually. And we all know that, in a month's time, the compounding effect will have its effect. 21 days is the prescribed time. So we just do it continuously, 5 to 7 minutes every day for 21 days, and we'll see the compounding effect. So I think we come to the conclusion of yet another wonderful Monday motivation. I obviously thank our primary speaker. He took his valuable time out and spoke to us. I thank the lovely audience who joins us every Monday, Neeraj and Ashok, without whom this program is absolutely impossible, without OrthoTV, and the lovely inputs by Dr. Satyen. I have become so close to him, and I find sometimes he speaks so positively. I wonder whether it's come out of the Monday motivation, or I think we should have him as an orator for a Monday motivation. So with that, we draw conclusion to today's program. Thanks a lot, guys. Spread the good word, spread the program of our Monday motivation. Get more and more people to see us and experience Manojji, experience the programs brought about by our earlier speaker and the ones which will be brought about by our future speakers. Next Monday, join us again for yet another wonderful program. Thanks a lot and good night.
Thank you. Jai Gurudev.